What's up, mother truckers? If you guys are wondering why the freight rates are so low, in my opinion, historically low, I have a couple of theories and ideas on why this is happening and how to prevent it. So stay tuned to find out what I think and share your opinion, and hopefully we can all fix this together. What's up, mother truckers, and welcome back to the Trucking Tales, brought to you by the Fittest Trucker. Today, I want to talk about why the freight rates are so low. Matter of fact, I've never seen them lower. Right now I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, which is typically a decent trucking hub. Getting a route out of here for $2 a mile is a mission right now. I'm going to give you my theory and my ideas on why this is happening and how we can all work to prevent it. So stay tuned to see what I think on this. All right, mother truckers, so I have two different theories why combined. It works. That's all right. Move, doggy dog. All righty, mother truckers, let's jump right into it. My theory has two different factors combined that I believe are affecting this market, these freight rates to be so low. And I'm going to go with the less significant reason and then with a more significant reason. The first reason being, I do believe we're in a recession, if not depression, but that's a debate for economic people. I'm not really educated on that. I know just the basics. So I don't think the consumer needs aren't really as high as they used to be, because the people just don't have enough money. I mean, inflation's hitting at all times high. I don't think people are buying as many goods as before. So therefore, the demands for goods, I believe they need to be transported, is down. Now, I don't think that's a huge factor. I do believe that affects it to a point, but I don't think that's really a huge factor in this game. I think the biggest factor, and that leads me to the reason number two, is companies that bought trucks at $250,000. They bought trailers at $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 when the market went crazy. So for those of you who don't follow trucking, brand new truck used to be, about 2 years ago, used to be about $140,000 to $150,000, depending on what you're buying, the level of equipment, etc., etc. Now, that same truck is going for about $260,000, and that's if you can find it. Granted, inventory is standing, prices are going down, but there's a lot of people who bought trucks at $250,000 and trailers at $70,000. Now let's do the math. Even if they got 8% APR, truck $250,000, trailer $70,000, that leaves you about $330,000, about $330,000. If you got 8% loan, your monthly payment today is close to $7,000, $6,500 if I'm not mistaken. Now, in order to pay that bill, you need to drive and you need to get a really good rate. So my personal belief is that these companies that bought a lot of these trucks, even 4, 5, 6 of them, you are financially in a hole. Now, there's another group of people that came into trucking when the rates were high, fuel was low, and I'll talk about the fuel here in a second. But I think they all came in and tried to buy used equipment. Now, used trucks used to be pretty decently priced. You can get a truck with about 300,000 miles for give or take 70 to 80 grand, maybe 100. Those same trucks at a peak were going for about 160, 170. That is insane. If you remember at the beginning of this video, I specifically said brand new trucks were selling for about 150. So if you buy those trucks and you're hauling freight, you need to make really good money. My calculation, my equipment's paid off. My truck and trailer are paid off, so I can drive pretty cheap rate and still be profitable, which I refuse to do, by the way. And I'll cover how to fight these low rates altogether, which it's very hard to get truckers to unite. But if you're a new trucker and enter this market, or a company that bought a couple of new trucks and you have a $7,000 month payment, I believe in this point you have to haul whatever you can get your hands on in order to pay your bills, just to survive. Now, there's a lot of things wrong with that, and that is just not sustainable. Bigger companies probably get better prices. Your Swift, your JB Hunt, they probably got a pretty good price on their trucks, still overpriced, but they probably got better prices than I would, or a company with 10, 15 trucks will. But on top of that, they have huge cash reserves. A lot of them are going out, a lot of them are merging, which means they're also in financial trouble. But long story short, if you bought a truck and you have a $7,000 a month payment, you are struggling to pay that right now. Let's put numbers into perspective. You take a 2,000 mile load, right? That pays $3,000, $3,500, which is the average from Nashville right now to California. That load is picking up today on Thursday, delivering on Monday. You cannot if you're paying a driver and the fuel rate's at $6 a gallon, you cannot be profitable on that load. There's zero chance. And those loads are getting booked. I mean, they post, I call right away, my dispatcher calls right away, they're booked. Somebody's booking these routes. So that is the only logical explanation I have. Now, that's gonna kill the market short term. This always happens in trucking though. Demand, supply and demand always go up or down. Therefore, I believe that these companies are going to go out of business. The moment they do, I think they're already really in dire financial situation. Once they go bankrupt, there's not going to be a lot of companies like me. I literally sat for 3 days in Laredo. This is my second day sitting in Nashville, Tennessee, because I refuse to take a cheap paying freight. So I think once the companies kind of go out of business, because this just can't be profitable, the rates are going to go back up simply because a lot of truckers that know the business, that are familiar with their expenses, aren't just going to hold cheap freight. So the brokers will have to raise the prices, otherwise goods aren't going to get moving. Now, fun fact, if trucks stop driving over the road, your grocery stores would run out of groceries in 3 days. So that tells you enough about how important trucks are, and 90% of goods in America is transported by trucks. So that leads me into a conclusion that this always happens in trucking. Granted, diesel prices are all-time high. We have rates that are really low. I don't think this is going to last much longer. I think companies are already struggling. Once these companies go out of business or merge or do whatever the heck they need to do, I think the rates are going to go up, especially because we're coming into hot season, December, Christmas. I believe you're going to see these rates going up pretty soon. So the ones that can hold out, they'll be great. The ones that can't, I'm sorry guys, if you came into the wrong time into trucking, bad luck. Trucking is a dirty industry. Trucking is a very hard industry. It doesn't forgive a lot. Mistakes are really expensive. So good luck, better luck next time. Now that leads me into a solution to this problem is if we could all unite as truckers and stop taking this cheap that I posted, excuse my language, we could literally dictate the market. Like I refuse to drive anything under $2.50 per mile. Now this truck is paid off. The trailer's paid off. I can haul load as cheap as 1.8 and still be profitable. That is not what I want to do. I drive this truck over the road. I'm away from my family for months at a time. I need to make my money in order for this to be worth it. I'd rather sit in Nashville, walk around in these parks and enjoy myself rather than just go and drive cheap freight. Because if you're hauling, as I said, if you're taking that load for $3,500, 2,000 miles out of Nashville, Tennessee to California, you are paying that shipper, the receiver, and the broker to deliver that load for them. Because God forbid that truck breaks down, guess what? You have to pay for that somehow. And we all know mechanics are really expensive. So mother truckers, that is why I think these rates are so low. And that is the way I think the only way to combat it is to stop taking cheap freight. But as I said, these people are struggling, hoping for better days to pay their bills. I think once they're out of business, this market is going to stabilize. And unfortunately, that's just reality of life. So mother truckers, I want to know what you guys think. If you like this type of comment, please click that subscribe button. And besides that, stay tuned. And thank you for watching the Trucking Tales.